In this demo, we will show how to enable communication between a Modbus device and a BACnet-based facility management system. To do this, we will use the Anybus Modbus to BACnet gateway from HMS. In my scenario, I have an air conditioning unit which speaks Modbus, and I want this to communicate 6 different values, so-called Modbus registers, to the BACnet network. The registers are on-off, mode, fan speed, vane position, set point, and ambient temperature. So the Anybus gateway will work as a translator between the AC unit and the BACnet system. So I start the Anybus Configuration Manager, or Maps, and start by clicking Create New Project. I select the template for Anybus Modbus to BACnet and click Next. I've connected my computer to the gateway via the USB port, and in this example I'm using COM port 6. So I just connect to this port and can then start the configuration, which I do up here. I want to assign a fixed IP address, so I disable DHCP and state the IP address I want it to have on the BACnet network. 192.168.1.6 in this example. And I also enter a password for this project. On the BACnet side, there's nothing much to do. I will leave this as is. On the Modbus side, I can choose between Modbus TCP and Modbus RTU, or both. Modbus RTU is the correct choice for my device. I delete 2 of the default values, since I only need 1. Okay, so I can now add my first node. I name it something fun and exciting, let's say MBAC MBS1. I state that the slave address should be 1. So we're now down with the Modbus configuration. If I go to define my signals up here, I can create the 6 registers that we want to communicate between the air conditioning device and BACnet. So I first remove the rows that I don't need, and add some additional rows, and make sure that they're all activated. I now add their names, which as you recall were on-off, mode, fan speed, vane position, set point, and ambient temperature. I state that they're all of the type AV. We can also select the unit for the signals. For example, degrees Celsius would be a good choice for ambient temperature. All my registers are read-holding registers, so I can delete the write function. Finally, we need to state unique instances for the registers on the BACnet side, and likewise unique addresses on the Modbus side. Okay, so now we go to the Send Receive tab and click Send to send this project to the device. Okay, transfer completed. If I go to the Diagnostics tab, I can see that the gateway is rebooting. Okay, I've now received some values from the Modbus side, which I can see here. So if I would change a value on the Modbus device, which I can do in this software here, let's change to 20 degrees, for example. I can see that this value has changed in the gateway as well. Or I can change the ambient temperature to 25, and the value changes here as well. We can also see these changes in the BACnet client. Here I can see the different signals from the Modbus air conditioning unit. I can subscribe to a couple of these. So if I force a change in the AC unit and set the ambient temperature to 28, for example, I can see these values in the gateway and being communicated over to the BACnet side, so the value is 28 here as well. That's how quick it is to establish communication between a Modbus device and BACnet.